Hello and a very warm welcome as always as we bring you some more live action from the German Dritte Liga, the third division of German football. And what an absolute cracker we have in store for you here today. Two teams, well, one at the top of the table, the other in fifth. It's Bayern Munich 2 who welcome MSV Duisburg to Munich for this, well, it feels like a 6-pointer, a chance for Bayern Munich 2 to really set that top spot in stone, while Duisburg desperate for all 3 points after dropping 2 with a 2-all draw at home on the last match day against Hallischer FC. A missed opportunity as far as they're concerned, and now really need all 3 if they want to keep their chances of a playoff place and a third place finish in the league alive. They are not too far behind Bayern Munich 2 though, because as we all know, the Dritte Liga ever so close. And Duisburg currently on 58 points. A win would see them go level with Eintracht Braunschweig. However, everyone playing at the same time today. It really is a fantastic evening of Dritte Liga football, and we're bringing you probably the pick of the bunch here. Bayern Munich, however, without 2 of their main players, Ochi Vried and Derek Kern, the top goal scorer and leading assist provider, both joining FC Twente at the end of this season. And because of the pandemic, yes, their contract has run out. They are still able to play for Bayern Munich, but both clubs are deciding it's a bit too much of an injury risk, and therefore those 2 are no longer involved for Bayern Munich 2 until the end of the season. There's Thorsten Lieberknecht, the man in charge of Duisburg, of course. He'll really be looking to his players to give him a bit more of a reaction. It's not that they didn't play well against Hallischer FC, but they really wanted to walk away with all 3 points there. That would have certainly put the pressure on the likes of Braunschweig and Ingolstadt, and, well, they've left themselves with a bit of work to do, and they're up against the most informed team in the league at the moment in the form of Bayern Munich 2. So they certainly have a task at hand. But Thorsten Lieberknecht making it clear before the game he thinks his boys are more than capable of doing that, and with some of the performances we've seen this season, it should come as no surprise. First half sees Bayern Munich playing from right to left in their home strips of all red. Young Musiala there leading the line. Ball through and forward to Wu Yongxiong. Probably one of the standout performers. If you had to pick one, difficult task considering how many of them there have been, with the likes of Vried and Kern, not to mention young Malik Tillman. Number of young players under Sebastian Hoeneß really growing throughout the season, making names for themselves and playing a big part in what looks like will be a promotion finish and a top place finish as well, if things continue in the same manner. But Wu Yongxiong, especially every time I've had the pleasure of watching Bayern Munich 2 in this mouth-watering league, has really impressed. Just so full of energy. He's always in the mix when it comes to goals being scored, whether it be getting the move going or playing an integral part halfway through a move, or even setting up the goal, or perhaps even scoring himself. He certainly is one to watch out for in the not so distant future in the upper echelons of German football. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him in the Bundesliga sometime soon. Here he is, closing down nice and early, trying to take advantage of what was a bit of a sloppy pass along the back line there for Duisburg. Picked off by Will. Lovely little flick on by Jean. Here's Timo Kern, back to Ville again, looking for Jean in the middle. Decent run towards the near post, but Duisburg able to clear their lines for now. It's a convincing start here from Bayern Munich too. 7 changes made by Sebastian Hoeneß to the team that beat Carl Zeiss Jena on the road on Matchday 36. Tillman scoring a brace on the day. And finding the back of the net from the bench quite regularly in recent games. Another young player really making a name for himself. Goal kick in the meantime. Mikkels there, needs to watch out today. One more yellow will see him miss the next game against Unterhaching. For Duisburg, not a player they can afford to see benched with just a handful of games left, and each and every one pretty much a cup final. Kuhn with the cross towards the back post there. Musiala will keep the chase on. Good pressure, but puts it out for a goal kick in the end. Musiala there, just 17 years old, the youngster. Two goals already for the Jamal Musiala. Joined Bayern Munich's under-17s from the Chelsea youth team on a free transfer back in July of 2019. Very quickly made his move up to the Bayern Munich under-19 squad, now with Bayern Munich 2. Yilmaz with the throw here. Looking for Musiala, good control there. Decent little layoff as well. Attack comes to nothing in the end though. 5.5 minutes gone, still 0-0 here. In what has already been a very high tempo, an intense encounter between these two sides. Shouldn't come as much as a surprise considering just how important this game is for both teams. Probably a little more for Duisburg, with Bayern Munich top of the table, feeling a little more comfortable, but considering just how close everything is in the league. The kicker is just 1 point behind Bayern Munich, then Eintracht Braunschweig just 3 points behind Bayern Munich in third, and then you've got Ingolstadt on 60 in fourth. So even Sebastian Hoeneß's team can't really afford to lose this, because should those other teams already mentioned all pick up 3 points, well, Bayern Munich, then it could possibly, in maybe not at the end of this round, but another bad result next round, and they're out of the top 3 and then out of contention for promotion. Bill trying to bring the ball down and keep it in play there. It was quite clearly over the line though. Bayern Munich to could become the first reserve team in the third division to ever finish in the top three. Hasn't happened yet, certainly on course to do so at the moment. Musiala hoping for a corner there. It's actually Kuhn, excuse me. Five wins, one draw in Munich's last 6 games. Really have been in an unstoppable form. As for Duisburg, well, they haven't lost too many, but they haven't won too many either. Just 1 win in their last 6, 1 loss as well, and 4 draws. Games that they really feel that they should have won more often than not. Had they done so, they could be in top spot. There's that many points that they've dropped in games against teams that just haven't matched them for performances, goals this season, but they've struggled when they've come up against them. Decent point against the Kickers back in mid-June, but then draws against Uerdingen, Hansa Rostock, and the already mentioned Hallischer FC. Last round, all games where, well, should have been walking away winners. Daniel Schlager, the man in charge of proceedings here this evening. Good play out from the back there from Feldhahn. Time on the ball now for Yilmaz. Decent ball. Down by Musiala, good control and good hold-up play. He's not the biggest, he's still got a lot of growing into his body to do because he's only 17 years old, but he really does hold himself well. It's that lapse in concentration there for Vil. Still up forward to Musiala. Heavy first touch there. Giving the ball away. Chance now on the counter for Duisburg. Out wide to Stoppelkamp, the leading goal scorer with 14 to his name this season for Duisburg. Stoppelkamp. Vil does well to get back in time and get the challenge in. Puts it out for a corner. Stoppelkamp with 10 assists this season as well. Duisburg number 10. Standout performer for the visitors, that's for sure, in this campaign. Stoppelkamp's delivery towards the near post. Jean with the header away. Kept alive momentarily by Albertat. Jean brought down. Good place to draw the foul as well, just relieving the pressure of his teammates. Now Bayern can get everyone forward. Yeah, just slightly out of control there with the high boot, Albertat. And sneaks its way through to Vil on this near touchline. Inside to Stiller. Lovely touch by Timo Kern there. Now Jean. Jean with a through ball, trying to send Kuhn on his way. Kuhn has a swing of the ball, but catches the defender instead. On the shin of Kompa there. That's what the shin pad is for. Stoppelkamp in an offside position. Bayern Munich 2 taking on Kaiserslautern away in their next and final game of the season. They could secure top spot and really finish their season with a bang. It has been a wonderful return to football for them. Sensational form. Sebastian Hoeneß has had his players firing on all cylinders. Wu Yongzhong always firing on all cylinders. Musiala can't control the ball as it comes back down. The challenge goes flying in there. Well. Was not a pulling out of that one, was it? Vermeij, the central defender, alongside Feldhahn for Bayern Munich. Just came over the ball there slightly, a two-footed challenge as well. Could have ended a lot worse than it did. Play continues though. Both teams still struggling in that final third. Build-up play certainly been better for the home side. But they haven't really been able to turn it into much of a clear-cut shot on goal or anything of that nature. Half chance there for Duisburg to try and take advantage of a mistake at the back. It was a poor throw. But again, that final third causing them problems. Perhaps Bayern can show them how it's done here. Easy catch in the end for Weinkauf, and in between the sticks for the visitors here this evening. Ball coming off Timo Kern last there. Bode asked to just backtrack a few steps, trying to take the throw. A little too high for the referee's liking there. Komper. Away to Sika. Back inside to Komper again. This is what Duisburg need to do. Just try and knock the ball around a little bit, get a little bit more confidence on the ball. They keep giving it away far too cheaply, like Bode there with that long ball forward, really into no man's land. This young and energetic Bayern Munich 2 team, so good at closing the spaces. Fantastic run here, lovely. Really good effort there from Mikkels. Fantastic solo run through the middle. No one really able to stop him in his tracks. Any touch on the player and he would have gone down straight away. Able to get the shot off. It's not enough to really trouble Hoffmann in goal though. That's more like it from Duisburg. A little bit of individual class, creating that first breakthrough. Ball out wide to Zhang now from Stiller. Zhang one-on-one with Bode. Goes past him. A little dink back inside. Too close to the keeper though. And another easy catch for Weinkauf. But again, Zhang looking like he's up for this one. Is there ever a game he isn't up for? This could be an interesting ball over the top. Brought down well. Chance now! Fantastic save from Hoffmann. Lovely control from Daschner. Then a little flick back inside. Feldhahn had to be careful, getting his arm out of the way there. Trying to avoid the handball and what would have been a penalty for sure. And then tries to send one into the top left corner there. Fantastic effort. Duisburg starting to look dangerous now. And unable to clear their lines. And then Albutat with a cheeky little dink trying to catch Hoffmann off his line slightly. Bayern keeper had it covered. It's an interesting little idea there. Not too far away from pulling it off either. Or at least forcing a save, perhaps even forcing another corner. Duisburg all of a sudden have found their rhythm here. There's Daschner again. Timo Kern doing very well there. Jean tries to center it for Kuhn. Just a little too far ahead of him in the end. Mai back to Hoffmann. Had to think quickly there, the Munich keeper. Feldtown does well. Stiller. This young Bayern Munich side really does well at stretching their opponents. They like to use each and every inch of the pitch if possible. Nice little one-touch football. Looking for a way through. Here's Jean. Close control. Sees the ball stay with the South Korean. Trying to get a cross off. Looking for some space. He's able to lay it up. Oh, Stiller on the edge of the penalty area. Good vision to pick out his teammate, but Stiller unable to find the finish with the inside of his left boot. Trying to curl it, just bobbling up slightly, making it a bit of a half volley rather than a direct effort off the ground. Always a little more difficult to take on. Hoffmann able to pick out Vil. Extends it over the top. And good defending there from Gembelis. Getting just enough on it to just tap it back to his keeper. On his forehead there. Ooh, young Jean breathing right down his neck. He's always in and around it, isn't he? What makes the South Korean such an interesting prospect for the future. It's not just his talent when he's on the ball, it's his intelligence when he's off it. He's always defending from the front, always looking to close the gaps, always trying to get himself into a promising position, make himself available for the pass. He really is a real team player as well. Can't fault him for efforts. Daschner with a decent ball into the box there. No one going on the attack though. Great challenge on Stiller. Sicker, and then a very, very late one on Musiala there. And the Bayern Munich players not too happy with Daschner there, and you can understand why. Absolutely no control there, more out of frustration rather than anything else. Quite clearly trying to hack down young Musiala. So rightfully seeing a yellow card there. Daschner, who started his youth career with Schalke before joining Duisburg. He's been there for a while now. Well, that is a heavy little storm that seems to be approaching, so interesting to see if The game can avoid what looks like quite a pour down there. Stoppelkamp pulls it back, chance now! And again Mikkels with a shot on goal. Well, it wasn't actually Mikkels, was it? Or was it Ben Balla with the left-footed efforts? From out wide, went for placement rather than power. Again, Hoffmann makes the save, a decent save, but plenty of time to get down with very little power on that effort. Stoppelkamp down the line. Albutat will win the throw and take it shortly thereafter, all the way back to Gembelis. Komper. There is some lightning going off here, not too far away. So we could have an entirely different second 45 weather-wise anyway. Didn't look too friendly, that big cloud, did it? And only Zhang to aim at. He's found him. Zhang off the crossbar. Gembelis misjudging the cross. Another look at it here. Kuhn with the delivery. And Zhang just didn't quite bring it down as smoothly as he would have liked. Thought about hitting it with his right foot, then had to adjust. Took it on the half volley with his left instead. Very nearly got it spot on. Denied by the woodwork though. This game really is starting to open up now. Chances at both ends. Mai with the header out of play and gives up the corner. Going on chances alone, Duisburg probably deserve to be ahead here. Ball put out of play by Sika there. Bayern happy to just slow things down a little. Aware that Duisburg are on the front foot and are looking dangerous every time they come forward at the moment. Important tackle there by Feldhahn, but offside means it wouldn't have counted anyway. One thing Duisburg are doing very well is when Bayern Munich do make a mistake in their own half, they're very quick to pounce. Just need to find the right final ball, or perhaps even try and test Hoffmann a little more than they have with the efforts so far. Or just being a little lackluster. Nothing wrong with the build-up play. That's what's been getting them forward and giving them those chances, but they need to do better with them. Better than they have done so far anyway. Stoppelkamp with the last touch there. Turn, Jean on the move, always happy to run at the defender. Decent ball inside as well. Timo Kern making a good run towards the near post, and Zhong very nearly picking him out. Thorsten Lieberknecht will be pretty happy with what he's seen so far. I think it's been the reaction he wanted after that 2-2 draw against Hallischer FC. Certainly giving Bayern Munich 2 a run for their money here. And one could argue they've been the better side. Stoppelkamp onside, timed his run well there in towards the near post. And Feltan doing a really good job of sticking with Daschner there. Need to be ever so careful not to give anything silly away in the penalty area, but stayed as close as he could without impeding Daschner. Fantastic defending there from Feltan. Still up, lovely ball. Timo Kern spreads it out wide, not enough mustard on it though, and it's picked off rather easily by Sicker. Sicker still going. Ball back inside, advantage played, and Duisburg have the opening goal. And it's no less than they deserve. Fantastic counter-attack there. You have to take your hat off to Sicker, who did sensational. It wasn't actually Daschner, excuse me, it was Vermeij. The big man in the middle, Sicker doing ever so well there, going past 3-4 players. Mikkels then with an easy ball back across the face of goal. And there was the big number 24, Vermeij, who takes his tally to 14 for the season, now level with Stoppelkamp at the top of the goal scorers list for Duisburg. And MSV with the perfect first half so far. They've looked the more dangerous, they've created more chances, capitalizing on a quick turnover. Bayern looking to bounce back straight away. No chance here. Mikkels just can't get the ball out from underneath his feet. Great show of pace there to lose his defender, but then couldn't get the touch he wanted to set himself up for the shot. That could have very easily been 2-0 already. And this young Bayern Munich 2 side really need to be careful that they don't lose a grip of this first half. Not a bad ball over the top. Zhong, well, able to get it up and over Weinkauf, but not enough pace on it to help it into the back of the net. Defender able to retrieve the ball in time, and now it's come back this way. What a back and forth game of football, and now it's missed there by Daschner. Well. Struggling to keep up here. There's that much action. End-to-end stuff. What a ball that is from pretty much the goal line. No one picking up Daschner's run. Tries to cut it back across the keeper, looking for the far corner, or bottom corner to be more precise. Here's the chance for Zhong just before that. Stiller goes solo through the middle himself. Going forward, Duisburg probably just slightly better than Bayern Munich so far. The scoreline would reflect that defensively. Well, there's a few question marks at both ends, isn't it? Stoppelkamp. Support out wide in the form of Bode. Bode looking to give it back to Stoppelkamp again. Picked off by Mai. Now still with a bit of space. Quickly forward. Ball then from Kuhn in behind Zhong. Still able to get there though. Welzmüller. Wide to Yilmaz. Yilmaz past one. Past two. Picked up by Welzmüller. And cross. Kuhn trying to get there. And whizzes past him. Really will be interesting to see exactly what the table looked like. The end of 90 minutes across the Dritte Liga. So many different outcomes still possible with regards to who finishes first, second and third. A win for Duisburg here and some other results going their way, and they could still be in with a shout of finishing level on points with a top spot. It'll come down to goal difference then, and the football Dolphins will have to get their calculators out, I'm sure. Across there either. Feldhahn lurking at the far post. I'm not too sure he knew there wasn't anyone in behind him. Didn't really seem to go for it, did he? There's another look at that Duisburg goal. Sicker quite clearly brought down unfairly. The referee, Daniel Schlager, doing a really good job of letting the advantage be played. Lukas Mai there picking up a yellow card for that challenge. But it's not the first time Sebastian Hoeneß's team has gone down in a game and had to come from behind to go on and take all 3 points. So they will be more than confident in their own ability to do so. People did wonder, probably are still wondering, whether or not they can deal with the loss or lack of Vriet and Kern. Those of you who have perhaps joined us here a little later, both Vriet and Kern playing for FC Twente next season, and because of a risk to injury will no longer be taking part in these final games. They are in the stands and here in support role. But we won't be seeing them out on the pitch. Not for Bayern Munich too, anyway. Crunching tackle there. Eventually, Duisburg do get the free kick. Welzmüller just a little too aggressive there for Daniel Schlager's liking. Another early ball over the top, and Bayern Munich back four really need to be a little bit more awake during dead ball situations or when they think there's no threat, because that's exactly when Duisburg continue to strike. Good little layoff there for Kern. Kern thinking about the shots, and not a bad effort either. Timo Kern with an absolutely fantastic effort from distance. He was waiting to see if the pass was on, quickly realized it wasn't, And then try to just find that gap in between the defenders and cut it back across the keeper. Looking for that bottom left corner, unable to do so, but he wasn't far off the mark, was he? Timo Kern is part of the KSC team to lift the title here in the 3rd division. So he knows what it feels like. Sure he'd like to do it with Bayern Munich too now, though. Good ball over the top. Oh, Mikkels a better touch there. And he would have had only Hoffmann to beat. Really has been making some fantastic runs, the Duisburg number 20. Got bags of pace and really can't be giving him that much space to work with. Finding a way through far too easily. Mai and Feldhahn not quite on the same page just yet, if you ask me. Lovely cut back for Jean. Trying to curl it into that far corner. Around the defender and try and disguise the shot from Weinkauf initially, but just never really got enough bend on it. Wasn't really able to wrap that right boot around it well enough. Put off slightly by the defender behind him as well. Well, under pressure there, Musiala. Probably could have asked for a foul. Certainly looked like he took a bit of a shove in the back there. There's Colville. Kern. Through to Musiala. Kompa comes across. It's a courageous tackle in, just caught by Musiala on his way through. Musiala, born in Germany, headed over to the islands to play football in England at age 7, before then returning to Germany again. Also an option on the bench, Malik Tillman, place for him off the bench in the last game. He might need someone to come on and find the back of the net here. It continues to unfold in the same manner. Tillman with 5 goals in 5 games. Certainly a young man who's in form when it comes to finding the back of the net, Malik Tillman. Also just 18 years old. Some fantastic young talent on display here this evening. Bala does well. Clearance is only as far as Stiller though. Here's now Timo Kern, wants to drag it out wide. Tries to get the cross in on his weaker foot. Didn't quite make the contact he was hoping for though. Does well to keep the ball in play that time. Pressure from Wild. Forces the throw. Header only as far as Kuhn here. Kuhn able to get the shot off, and it's come off the post. And then Musiala with the follow-up, can't keep it down, sends it up and over. And the chances at both ends just keep on coming. And at this point, Bayern will probably feel they deserve to be on level terms, and chances like that, it's hard to argue. Was going to ground as he took the effort on there, the youngster. Just losing his footing slightly. Just about getting the ball to Mai there. Clever play from Timo Kern, just lets the ball across his body. Don't need to touch it, and it's enough to put the defender off. Ball put out of play. Bayern throw inside the Duisburg half. That's good play. Really opening things up here. As Albutat comes forward. Into Mikkels, back to Albutat again. Now out wide to Stoppelkamp. He's always going to try and get it onto his right foot. Feldhahn reading that situation very well. Feldhahn still sticking close to Stoppelkamp. Gets the tackle in. It's not enough to find Woo-Yong-Zhong though, and Vil playing the ball off Daschner will secure the throw and relieve the pressure. 45 minutes are up here. Can't imagine there'll be too much added on. I think we can expect the whistle to come relatively quickly after this throw. Perhaps one more chance for Bayern Munich. Oh, we're going to have to hold on to the ball though. Not sure where the stoppage time is coming from, because there's hardly been any stoppages at all. It's been end-to-end action from the get-go. Daniel Schlager obviously feels there's still some football to be played in this first half, and could we have one last opportunity? Here comes the delivery over the head of Kern. And Boda happy to let that one roll out. And that will be the last roll of the ball in this first half. What a first half it's been. We promised you an intense encounter. It has been exactly that and more. Even if there's only been the one goal so far. That goal belongs to the visitors, thanks to Vincent Vermeij, who was handed a relatively easy tap-in after some lovely build-up play and solo work from Sicker in order to create that chance. Duisburg with the slightly better performance and the deserved lead. But there's still plenty of action, and I've got a feeling still a few goals in this one yet, when Daniel Schlager will get things back underway. Don't go anywhere. Make sure you join us for what will be a nail-biting second half. I promise you that. Until then, take care and see you soon. Hello and a very warm welcome back. As you can see, it is raining cats and dogs here We said that that big cloud looked very, very angry. And the weather is certainly coming down extremely hard here, pouring it. Completely different to the first 45. Could we be in for a completely second 45? The substitutes not trying to get wet, that's for sure. The players are going to have to. But with the amount of water that is coming down here, we might have to actually wait a little bit. Well, it's not looking very friendly whatsoever. Interesting turn of events here after what has been a very entertaining first 45. The second 45 might still take a little bit until it gets going. But let's have a look at the table here. Plenty of results in the third division, or halftime results anyway. Eintracht Braunschweig currently 2-1 up at the break against Waldhof Mannheim. Hansa Rostock 1-0 up against Uerdingen. 0-0 between Ingolstadt and Magdeburg. Viktoria Köln and the Würzburger Kickers still 0-0 there. Same scoreline for Zwickau and Chemnitzer FC. Hallescher are 1-0 up against Kaiserslautern. Meppen lead by 1 on the road in Preußen Münster. It's 2-2, a goal fest in the first 45 between Sonnenhof Groß Asbach and 1860 Munich, and a goalless draw at halftime between Unterhaching and Carl Zeiss Jena. What does that mean for the table? Well, as things stand, Bayern Munich 2 is still top on goal difference, but level on points with the Kickers on 64 and Eintracht Braunschweig on 64 as well. Kickers in second, Braunschweig in third, but all level on points. Goal difference, the only thing separating them so far. Ingolstadt in fourth on 61, Duisburg on 61 points as well in fifth. Hansa Rostock on 59 in sixth. That is how close it is. Only the top two will go through to automatic promotion. The third place finishers will play that playoff game against the 16th placed side from League 2, as is the norm here in German football. However, with 45 minutes still to go, that could very, very easily change. So expect it to look completely different come the end of action here tonight in this mouth-watering Dritte Liga. Arguably one of the most exciting leagues in European football at the moment, simply because of how close everything is. At the bottom of the table though, Carl Zeiss Jena. The only thing that is sure, they are going down. Sonnenhof Groß Asbach will look to join them. But then Preußen Münster on 39 points in 18th, Zwickau on 41 in 17th, Chemnitzer FC on 42 in 16th, Magdeburg on 44 in 15th. So still plenty could happen there in these final two games. There's a look at the pitch again. It's taken on a lot of water. Really was hammering it down there a moment ago. It looks like it's let up a little now, but still some rain. The only goal of the game so far, falling in the 31st minute. Sicko with a wonderful solo run through the middle, brought down in the process. Mikkels didn't give up on it, slotted it back across the face of goal for an easy tap-in for Vincent Vermeij, who, with that goal, takes his tally to the season to 14. Level now with Moritz Stoppelkamp at the top of the goal scorers list for the visitors. Sebastian Hoeneß does have a few options on the bench. Malik Tillman, probably the most obvious pick of the bunch, seeming as things stand. The Munich side in need of a goal, in need of two if they want to win. And that's if Duisburg don't find the back of the net again themselves. Tillman with 5 goals in his last 5 games. 2 off the bench against Carl Zeiss Jena to secure victory there. But then the likes of Dajaku, Arp, also players who can come on and make a difference up front. Weidner, Stanisic, Zeiser making up the rest of the substitutes. Let's have another look here at that goal. That's that lovely run from Sicker, the left back, going past 4 players. Would have been a free kick, but Daniel Schlager doing a good job of playing the advantage, saw that the goal-scoring chance was still on. Mikkels then, quick look up, slots it back across, and there was Vermeij to put the finishing touches on that fantastic move. And just before that, Zhong had a chance to break the deadlock when it was still 0-0. And the ball over the top to Daschner. Well, that was already 1-0, excuse me. Daschner with the chance to make it 2. Wonderful ball over the top. No one picking up his run. Feldhahn not quick enough to keep up with Daschner, and he just didn't quite hit the ball the way he wanted to off the bound, and bouncing it past that far post. Then Kuhn with a fantastic opportunity just before the break to level things up at 1 apiece. Denied by a post there. Jean hammering one off the crossbar in the first half. So twice Bayern Munich 2 denied by the woodwork, as the players now have returned. And so too should the action in just a few moments. So no need for watering the pitch at half-time. Mother Nature taking care of that. And Bayern now playing from left to right here in this second half. Just 2 yellow cards in the first 45. Bayern Munich's Mai and Duisburg's Daschner. 2 players in the ref's book, and it is Malik Tillman time. He will replace Jamal Musiala, who put in a decent shift in the first 45. Didn't really have too much to work with though. So a straight swap up front. Can Tillman continue his fine goal-scoring form and try and salvage something from this game for Bayern Munich 2? Daniel Schlager about to get the action underway here. So here we go. Second half is underway. What kind of a reaction will Sebastian Hoeneß get from his players? We've seen them come from behind on a number of occasions already this season to still walk away with all 3 points. They're going to need more of that here today. They certainly know they're capable of it. We've seen that confidence shine through many a time with this young Bayern Munich 2 team. Will it be the same again here this evening? These are the kind of situations that tests to see what championship winning teams are made of. Can they come through this one? Corner dealt with rather easily there. Feldhahn. Spread it back out wide on that far side to Vil. Mai there with him. Mai looking to go it alone. Back to Will again. Does well to create a little bit of space and time on the ball for the left back. So that comes to an end though. We'll keep it in play. Here's Hoffmann. Both sides scoring more than half of their goals this season in the second half of their games. There's Vermeij to Sikker. Mikkels. Stoppelkamp decides to leave it, realizing he was probably in an offside position there. Good shout. The number 10. Sadly, Sikker unable to send a decent ball into the box. Now Bayern with a chance to try and break free. With Vil, lovely ball down the line. Will send Malik Tillman on his way, looking for his first touch. Won't get there first though. Ball put out of play by Wijnkalf. Not the clearance the keeper was hoping for. Tillman. Forced out wide. Trying to stay on his feet here. And he will pick up the free kick. Just a little too eager to win the ball back there. Gembelis really didn't need to apply that much pressure. Tillman not really going anywhere out wide. And does well to win the corner. So already effective, the young striker, just 18 years old, Malik Tillman. He was part of Greuther Fürth's youth team before joining the Bayern Munich academy. And working his way through the under-16s, 17s and 19s to find himself here with Bayern Munich 2 in the 3rd division. Daschner. Come wide to Sikker. Tries the first time ball back inside for Stoppelkamp. He did just hold up his run there. Not sure he would have made that. But good idea. And fantastic build-up play again. Duisburg really playing well here this evening. Been fantastic from open play. Haven't had too many dead ball situations to work with. Mikkels with the cross. It's not a bad one either. And the follow-up takes a deflection, which helps Hoffmann in goal. Just taking the pace off that shot. Looking to let the ball run across him there. We'll pick up the throw. It's not a bad stop from Hoffmann. He would have seen that late with the deflection as well. Had to readjust, but was positioned well. More often than not, good goalkeeping, all about just being in the right place before the shot comes in, positioning the name of the game. Gianluigi Buffon, arguably one of the best, if not the best goalkeeper of all time. A big fan of positional play. Says it's how he's able to still play the game at such an old age. Here is Kern. Wijnkalf with a decent stop there. Kuhn not really getting much pace on the shot though. Got himself into a good position. Picked out well by Timo Kern. A lovely little dink over the top there. Again, first touch just not quite enough to settle himself in time for the shot. Allowing the defender to get back into position and allowing the defender to put a little bit more pressure on as well. Stoppelkamp out wide to Vermeij, a little too far out wide, but the striker does really well there. Up against Vil. Final ball just lacking slightly though. Did the hard part well, and just couldn't find a teammate with what should have been a simple ball back inside. That could have been as well. Picked off by Mai though. And Duisburg again looking more likely to score here. Jean, every time he's on the ball, things look a little brighter for Bayern Munich. Ball back inside, Malik Tillman, sorry. I wanted to say Talik Milman there. Malik Tillman off the post. Would have been offside anyway, but he can't have been too far off there. Looked like he timed it really well. Yilmaz to Feltan. Now Mai. Well, Bayern Munich too need to step their game up a little here. It's a dangerous game they have to play now as well, because while pushing for an equaliser, already being caught out more than once by Duisburg's quick counter-attacking play. And the more they push for that equaliser, the more open they're going to be at the back as well. Duisburg not afraid of getting men forward, as you can see. Stiller could have really taken the shot on there. Made it a little more difficult than he had to. Weizmüller. Kept in play by Vil. Victoria Köln 2-0 up against the Würzburger Kickers. Into the second half, it was 0-0 at half-time. So as things stand, Bayern Munich 2, still 1 point ahead. It's still all very, very close. Even though Bayern Munich are losing here, results going their way elsewhere. At the moment, anyway. A bit of a hopeful ball over the top. Maybe a easy catch for Weinkopf. Mikkels will put the ball out of play with a Bayern player down injured at the moment. It looks like it'll be Vil, the left back, who's hurt himself. Stretching there, perhaps just pulling on something slightly. And Plenty to talk about between Sebastian Hoeneß and Thorsten Lieberknecht there. Lieberknecht not happy that his player put the ball out of play because he didn't feel the injury to Will was as serious as the player made out. And the way he's moving right now, Thorsten Lieberknecht might have had a point there. Sebastian Hoeneß saying, well, it was your player that put the ball out of play, so not too sure what you're complaining about. Decent cut back inside here. Yilmaz. Just running into trouble. It's a cross in on the spin, but can't find anyone with it. Good header on there. Nichols unable to carry the ball with him, but will hold on to the ball itself. Stoppelkamp. Westerberger was on there, but he decided against it. Saka looking run past Weitsmüller. Lost control, sees the Bayern player come away with the ball. Stiller over the top. That'll be a little too far ahead of Kuhn. Down the line. Just can't get there. Good positional play by Feldhahn. Jean, lovely control and a quick layoff. Yilmaz. Timo Kern thought about the first time ball, then thought again. So just slow things down. Wild in space out wide. Kuhn there with him. The cross towards the back post. It's up. Forced to put the ball out of play and concede the corner. Chance there for Timo Kern. It was laid up beautifully for him, begging for any sort of touch on the ball there, but he missed it completely. And those are the kind of chances they need to be taking. It's not too often we've had a game where Bayern Munich too have struggled to score, but seems to be where we're at here tonight. Push to the midsection there in midair. We'll have another corner. I've had plenty of them here. Can't find a way through. Past Sika. Stiller. Puts it out wide to Wild. There's plenty of space ahead of him. Puts it back inside. Taking his time with getting a ball into the box, and some of his teammates a little frustrated with how long it took there. Looks like it's time for Thorsten Lieberknecht. Switch things up a little. It will be Janssen coming on. Card for Tim Albertat now. Taking a little too long to exit the field of play there. So Janssen on to replace him. Just under half an hour still to go. Just under half an hour left for a Bayern to try and turn things around. They've struggled for a decent shot on goal here in the second half so far. Do still have time, of course. Plenty of it. He's getting underway a little later than planned due to a very, very heavy downpour of rain during the break. It's a good thing it didn't hit towards the end of that first half. Can't imagine they'd have been able to play when it was at its worst. Thankfully, it didn't last too long, as heavy storms of that nature usually do. Janssen trying to feed one through the middle. Jean as well to get there ahead of Janssen. Distribution there to find Yilmaz. Quickly closed down. Bode. Ball, Stoppelkamp will latch onto it. Very nearly finds a way through both Weizmüller and Yilmaz there. Wins the ball back, or does he? Good battle with him and Feldhahn there. Duisburg do really well. Win the ball back in a promising position. Mikkels certainly has enough pace to get there. Only Vermeij in the middle. Now it comes to Stoppelkamp. Tries to curl it around. Yilmaz looking for that far corner. Just not quite far enough. A little too close to Hofmann in the end, and just didn't get it out from underneath his feet the way he wanted to there, did he? He's a pass back, a little rushed there. Duisburg doing really well, so it looks like it's time for Arp to come on. He's going to replace Kuhn. Feet up. Now with a chance to come on and make a difference. Malik Tillman given that same job. It's been a quiet second half for the halftime substitute. Bayern handed the free kick there. As Janssen and Arp go flying into each other. It looked like it was a 50-50 from that angle. Daniel Schlager deciding it was Janssen who was impeding up. Jean caught a little late there by Bembala. Felton to Yilmaz. Ball Kern! Equalizer! And it's the experienced veteran Timo Kern, who was given far too much time in the box to bring the ball down on his chest, go on the spin, and then had the composure for a cool finish. Stiller with a peach of a pass to find him, and Kern with the composure to bring the ball down and slot it low and past Weinkauf, who's had very few big saves to make. There was no saving that one. And Bayern Munich 2 now back on level terms. Timo Kern with his 6th of the season. Arguably that could be one of his more important ones. And what a big goal that is for Bayern. Would that be the goal that turns the tide here? This is a pocket pick by Bembala there. Stoppelkamp will power forward, waiting for support. Does eventually arrive in the form of Sicker, but then Stoppelkamp with his back to Sicker. Wasn't aware that the ball was coming back his way. Chance. Well, up with a really good chance coming in from the wing. Perhaps took just a little too long to get the shot off. That is silly from Feldham. Nichols quite clearly not going anywhere. There's Nichols on the ball again. Tillman does well. Stiller to Timo Kern, the goal scorer for Bayern. Clearance there. All that comes off Mikkels, and Bayern with a throw deep inside the Duisburg half here. Young-Jean. Bayern looking to take the lead, looking more and more dangerous now. Enjoying a lot of possession, too much possession as far as Duisburg are concerned. After all that hard work in the first half and early in the second, it looks like the game's just starting to run away from them. They really, really need to keep their eye on the ball here. Quite literally. Comes the cross, it's a good one. And Timo Kern, not the biggest on the pitch, but rising above the rest to force a brilliant close range, quick reaction save there from Weinkauf. Let's have another look at it here. Decent cross. Kern coming flying in. And Weinkauf able to get down early. The ball was very close to him. Certainly helped his cause. Timo Kern very nearly scoring both his and Bayern's second. Wetzmüller. Duisburg looking a little more stretched now. Struggling to get out of their own half at the moment. And Jean with a header down into the ground, which is probably what allowed Weinkauf to make the save. It gave him a little bit more time to read the situation. Had he headed that directly in between the goalposts, I'm telling you what, that would have been 2-1. Bayern Munich knocking on the door here. What a difference that goal has made. Again, the opportunity. Danger not over yet. Absolute mayhem here on the edge of the penalty area. And now Bayern with a free kick in a very promising position. Less than 15 minutes to go. There's only one team that looks like scoring at the moment, and that is the home side, the current league leaders. A win today, and they've pretty much got one hand on that trophy. Stiller still without a professional goal. Could this be the moment? He finds the back of the net. Up steps Stiller, just can't keep it down. Let's see what he was trying to do. Just too much lift on that one. Jean does ever so well there. He gets the ball back from Wetzmüller. Sends it deep over the top. Timo Kern will chase and keep the ball in play. Ville there with him. In comes the delivery from the left back. Wetzmüller, the only one challenging it in the box. Mikkels can't control it. And Bayern wanted to take that throw quickly. The referee halting play to allow Duisburg to make not one but two substitutions here. Mikkels coming off. Karvaina. Slišković. Two players coming on. Vermeij. One goal for him in the first half. Very quiet in the second half. That's quite the reason. Him coming off, Petar Slišković. Coming on to replace the goal scorer. So a straight swap up front as far as those two are concerned. Playing a very dangerous game, and again he's on the run, very similar to the one that saw him break through and help Duisburg break the deadlock in the first half. Stopped in his tracks a little earlier that time though. Confirmation of Sinan Carvena coming on to replace Leroy Jacques Mikkels. Ball forward, Weinkauf reading the situation extremely well, was off his line extremely quickly there. He's up for Stiller. Stiller goes down, and it's another free kick. Again, in a very good position here. Duisburg starting to just lose their grip on this game. Yes, they are still level, but seeing very little from them going forward before conceding, or just before conceding, and certainly since conceding. It's been one-way traffic.
MSV Duisburg in der 81. Spielminute mit der 10
Monitor Stoppelkamp coming off. Will be Arnold Budimbu coming on for the final 9 minutes and some change. They've got a free kick to defend first. Well, not a bad effort at all from Arp there. Dipped just the way he wanted it to, but just a little too far left. And the reaction from Arp will tell you just how close it was. That being just inside the post, even though Weinkauf looked to have his angles covered. I think there was enough pace on there to trouble the keeper nonetheless. Duisburg with a golden opportunity. Play stopped because Hoffmann had his hand on the ball when it was nicked away from him again. Right there. Sliskovic. Daschner with a chance just before that. Able to get it past the keeper. What a final day to the Dritte Liga season we could have in store. Everything to play for on the final day. That's what you want as a neutral. It'll be nail-biting stuff if you're a fan of Bayern Munich 2, Braunschweig, the Kickers, Ingolstadt and Duisburg. And Duisburg have a goal! Against the run of play, Lukas Daschner finding the back of the net. as this whirlwind of a division continues to surprise, upset, you name it. Every emotion in the book. The new man coming on to play a ball into the middle. Yilmaz unable to deal with the danger. Daschner first to react to it. Lovely touch to get it into shooting range, and how about that for a nifty finish from Daschner. Daschner's 11th goal of the season, and what a time to get it as well. And that changes the complexion of the league once again, just when I was talking about it. Now MSV Duisburg right back in the mix. Sebastian Hoeneß readying 2 changes of his own now. An attempt to react to the situation as quickly as he can. Picking up a yellow card in the process. Not quite sure what for. Perhaps a little too animated with his celebrations, or not quite sure. Interesting one. There's another look at the table on the left of your screen. Absolutely insane. What a final day to the season we could have. Certainly looks like we're going to get it as well. So Vil off, Yilmaz off. It's going to be Stanisic and Dajaku, I believe, coming on. Yeah, Leon Dajaku on for Vil. Stanisic on for Yilmaz. Yilmaz doesn't look too happy there, does he? Duisburg with a big free kick there and a chance to relieve any sort of pressure. What a time for that goal to come, just when it looked like they had their backs up against the wall. Bayern had equalised, gotten themselves back into the game, were on the front foot, and the only team who looked like scoring. And then, out of nothing, Duisburg coming up with the goods. Just how big could that goal be come the end of the season? Game not over yet, though. Feet up. Looking for Dajaku, able to lay it back for Wu Young-jean. Now Stanisic, it just come on. Stiller. Duisburg getting bodies back behind the ball, really trying to crowd the penalty area now and see out this win. And that is a very, very good defender. Dajaku and the rest of Bayern Munich felt that should have been a corner. And quite clearly should have been. Budimbu quite clearly touching the ball last there, but referee happy to award the goal kick to Duisburg instead. Switch with the ball inside. Tillman making a run towards that near post, but Kompa right there with him every step of the way. And what a chance for Bayern! Well, you're not going to get chances too far better than that one. Stiller with a peach of a pass through to Dajaku. And again, Wijnkauf making himself big and making an absolutely sensational stop. He's been, well, he's in there for player of the game for Duisburg, that's for sure. Some wonderful saves. The visitors' goalie. Definitely wasn't going wide. Wijnkauf keeping Duisburg in this game, not for the first time. Jean, lovely control, plucks the ball out of the air. Keep the ball in play, and with a chance to keep the pressure on. Together there. Nothing wrong with the tackle. Ball quite clearly played. Dajaku! And again, Wijnkauf in the way. And with the denial, one save after another. Dajaku with a lovely step over or double step over to create the space and lose the marker. Slightly down the middle, but so much pace on it that Wijnkauf still had a save to make, and boy, oh boy, did he make it. Veldsmuller with the delivery. Wijnkauf with a confident punch away. And what a goal that is! And Leon Dajaku, having just been denied by Wijnkauf, goes one better and comes up with an absolute screamer. Off the bench, he's only been on the pitch for, well, maybe 10 minutes at the most, but he's been right in the thick of things. And what a strike that was. Brings it down, one look up, wham bam, thank you ma'am. No stopping that one that time for Wijnkauf. What a game this has turned into. We said it was going to be a barn burner, and it has lived up to all the expectations. Is it over? Could there still be a goal? Stanisic in space. Oh, he went out onto the left there, Jean. Is there still a chance here? Ah! It's a grandstand finish here in Munich. I'll tell you what, Arp was not far away from hammering that into the side netting. Well, this game is wide open at the moment. Duisburg need to be careful they don't throw all their hard work away here in the dying stages, or could it be Duisburg looking for a late winner? Daschner. Well, able to get past Feldhahn. And Bala. Janssen. Sicker. Janssen again. 3 minutes of stoppage time are up. And that will be it. Bayern Munich with the equaliser in stoppage time. Avoid defeat and keep their title challenge intact. Had they lost, well, it might have all been up in the air. But what a game for the neutrals. Oh, well, they don't come much better than that. And that is saying something in the Dritte Liga this season, which has offered up Classic encounter after classic encounter. Vincent Vermeij breaking the deadlock 31 minutes in on a day that it looked like would belong to MSV Duisburg. Timo Kern then salvaging things early, or should I say midway through the second half, and then the roller coaster ride began. Lukas Daschner looked like he'd gotten Duisburg the late winner, but then on came Leon Dajaku off the bench to make it 2-2 in injury time. What a game of football yet again from a fantastic division in European football. So, more drama on the last day of the season. Make sure you join us for that. It's going to be an absolute cracker. As for this here tonight, that's all she wrote. That's all from me. We hope you have enjoyed it. Until next time, take care.
Die dritte Liga bei Magenta Sport. Präsentiert von bwin.